Hi guys and welcome. If you're a little newer to me, my name is Emma and I will be guiding you through a class today. It will be primarily focused on stretching out the knees and the ankles. It's kind of geared towards runners because my partner is having a lot of knee and ankle problems, but this will be great for anyone who feels like there's a lot of tightness generally in those areas. And we will get started. So make sure you have your mat, a little bit of room around you, and that is all you're gonna need. We'll come to kneeling, facing the front of your mat. And then untuck your toes so the arches of your feet, like the tops of your feet, are down. And you're kind of sitting on the bottoms of your feet. Your heels are a little bit out to the side. Your hands can rest on your thighs. And then we just close our eyes, giving ourselves a few moments to center into our practice. Take a deep breath in through the nose and deep exhale. Seal your lips and just continue to breathe in and out. Let your face relax, your shoulders drop away from your ears. And let's set an intention for our practice moving forward. So as we come onto our mat, I like to do this at the start of every single one of my practices. Get really clear about why you decided to take your class today, why you decided to take this time out of your day. So setting that intention forward. Take one more breath here. And then as you exhale, gently flutter your eyelids open. Bring your left hand to the ground beside you, maybe slightly behind. Your right hand holds your knee, and then lift up your right knee off the ground. So you'll feel a stretch along your right foot. And for this one, you're gonna keep your foot in a little bit of a sickle, so your heel is still slightly to the side. And so you'll feel it kind of wrapping around, the stretch wrapping around the front right side of your right foot. Just be patient with your body. The knee doesn't have to come too high, or maybe it does if that feels good. Good, gently lower the knee down. Now you're gonna lean to the left, readjust your foot so your heel tucks directly underneath your bum, so your ankle's in a straight line. Right hand on right knee, lift that knee up again. Now the stretch should be more right along the top arch of your foot. With this one, I kind of like to snuggle my butt directly underneath my right heel, so I push my heel forward with my bum as I lift the knee up. It's quite intense. So again, just be cautious of that. And you move slow. We don't want any shooting pains. Take an inhale. And exhale, we release it down. All we do is switch sides. So release your heels again. We'll go to the side so your butt can sit easily in between. Lean to the right, slightly back. Left hand on left knee. Lift that left knee up. Retaining that little bit of a sickle in the left foot. So sickle is when your toes are a little bit angled in, your heel is angled out. Take an inhale. And release it down. Now lean fully to the right, readjust so that your heel is directly underneath your butt. Left hand on that left knee, lift it up and try to find that stretch directly over top the arch of the foot. My muscles are shaking on that side. Whew. Take an inhale. Release it down. Exhale, plant your hands, walk your feet back, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Man pedal out those feet. Lengthen through the spine, spread out your 10 fingers. Good. Now let's just start to walk our feet towards the front of your mat. Feet come about hips distance apart. Bend your knees so that you can get them directly underneath you. No weight in your hands anymore. Left hand comes to left fingertips. Straighten your right leg to the best of your ability. And then push your bum to the right. Open your right arm to the sky. So what we have to recognize when working with the joints like our ankle and knee, we can alleviate a lot of that tension and tightness by working on the muscles surrounding it. Just the same as we can strengthen those areas by developing the muscles around it. Take an inhale and exhale, release that right hand down, bend both knees. Left leg straightens, nice and slow if you need it today. Right fingertips to the ground. Lean your butt to the left. And then open your left arm to the sky. Take an inhale. And exhale, we release it down. Bend your knees right, go up to standing, one vertebra stacking at a time. Shrug your shoulders up by the ears and melt them down back behind you. Widen your feet to be a little wider than shoulders. Some of us can work with mats distance apart. Malasana, yogi squat. Reach your hands to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, send your bum down and back. Keep your knees wide. Use your elbows on the inside of the thighs and push against the inside of the legs. Open your chest up. Try to let your bum come heavily straight down towards the ground and lengthen the spine, so crown of the head lifted. If your heels are off the ground, that is okay. It's very natural. Just think about letting the heels find a little more heaviness, as if they were getting drawn towards the ground. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, push down into your feet, stand up, reach your hands to the sky, keep your feet as is, interlace hands behind your head. Take an inhale, arch your back, elbows wide. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, arch the back. Exhale, chin to chest, come back to that Malasana. Keep your knees wide and try not to let your knees connect with your body here. So your seat sinks down, chin to chest, curling the spine, knees wide and off the body. Inhale, lift the chest up, try to arch the back, elbows wide. Keep your knees wide, don't let them collapse forward. Exhale, either hands can go back for support or reach them forward. Very gently lower your seat to the ground. Roll all the way back, legs to the sky, shoulder stand. Swing your legs to the back of your mat. Lift your hips up, rock your shoulders underneath you. Hands can come to support low back. And then once you feel steady, lift your legs up to the sky. So right here, try to get your hips now a little higher. So lift them up, get them as stacked over the chest as you can. So when I start to find that shape, I like to walk my hands down my back. So finding them more at the rib cage can assist in pushing that lengthened, straight line. Inhale. Exhale, reach the toes above the head, and then keep your legs straight, straight, straight. Maybe the toes tap the ground. And if they don't, that's okay. Exhale, slowly roll them down. Come up to a seated position. I'm going to shuffle back so you can definitely see my legs. Flex your feet, hands down beside you. Sit up as straight as you can. Push your arms into the ground and lengthen your arms. Straighten your legs. Flex your toes up towards you. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, this is just working with ankle mobility. You're going to curl your pinky toes towards one another, attach your heels, and see if all 10 of your toes can touch one another. So you're just curling the toes in. I was going to say like a shell shape, but I don't actually know if this is a shell shape. It just makes me think of one. So you want big toes touching, second toes touching, middle toes, fourth toes, and pinky toes, so on and so forth. And if they don't quite all touch, that is okay. Just keep trying to hold them together. Straighten your legs a little more. Push your hands to the ground. Straighten your spine a little more. Take an inhale here. And exhale, release. Flex your toes up towards you. Good, bend your knees, hands stay down, straighten those arms. Plant your feet on the ground, reverse tabletop, lift your hips up to the sky. Now, so you're going to notice your shoulders are going to find tightness here. Try to imagine rolling your shoulders back behind you. A little bit of a sway can feel nice. Take an inhale. And exhale, drop your hips down towards the ground. Cross your ankles, plant your hands, step back, down dog. Hips lift up and back. Left leg lifts to the sky. Inhale, open up your hip, bend your knee towards that right shoulder. Feel free to stay here or flip your dog into wild thing. Push that right heel down towards the ground. Take an inhale. We all return back to three-legged down dog. Exhale, step left foot in between the hands. Drop your right heel down, warrior two. Windmill the arms open. Eagle your arms, right arm underneath the left. Modification, hold the shoulders, otherwise wrap the palms. Inhale, lift up through the chest, feet stay flat, left knee stays pushing to the left pinky toe. Exhale, fold against the inner edge of that left thigh. Modification is resting on the left leg, but let's see if you can not use that cheat today. Stay off the leg. Take one more breath, inhale. And exhale, we lift all the way up. Straighten that left leg, hands to the sky. Turn your right toes slightly to the right, bend your right knee, Skandasana, hands to heart center. Side lunge. All right, so you flex your left toes off the ground. Your right toes are slightly angled to the back of the mat. Now again, being really conscious, your body's gonna wanna curl kind of inwards and your knees collapsing inwards. Squeeze your glutes a little bit, open your chest up and push your legs as far apart from one another as they can go. Keep them there, extend your arms towards that right edge of the mat. Spider your fingertips. Your knees, especially that right knee, get it off that right shoulder. Push it out as wide as it can go. Take one more inhale. Exhale, walk towards that left leg. Drop your right knee to the ground. Low lunge. So left toes facing the front of your mat. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, right hand walks off the mat. Left arm opens to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, bend the right knee. Reach the left hand back, catch the foot. Pull that foot in towards you as close as it can go. And that may mean moving a centimeter. That may mean moving a few inches. It doesn't matter, just finding that little bit of effort, that little bit of extra pull. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, we release the leg, half splits. Flex the left toes up off the ground, straighten the left leg. Inhale, lengthen your chest forward. And exhale, fold. If you'd like to go into full splits, that's totally up to you. Take an inhale. And exhale, we bend back in towards that left knee. So listening to this cueing, all you're gonna do, keep your right knee on the ground. Extend that left leg back behind you. Arch your back. Inhale, look up. Exhale, bend your elbows. Lower your chest and chin towards the ground. Now slide your hips down. Left leg straight. Your whole body is flat on the ground. Bend your right knee. Slide your forearms to the ground underneath you so you're in a Sphinx position. Left hand moves a little bit to the right, just for support. Right hand reaches back to hold on to your right foot. Now holding that foot, turn forward, right shoulder turns forward, pull that right foot in towards you. Now don't collapse into the ground. Scoop your belly in like you're trying to find a little marble of space with your belly off the ground. And then lengthen your right knee back. My friends, if you are not feeling anything with this particular grip, all you're gonna do is adjust your hand, so turning your fingertips forward, your elbow points to the sky, and we start to work on pushing the foot down towards the ground. What I see a lot is people going like this with their right knee, and we don't want that. That that really lessens the effects of this stretch. So keep that right knee directly behind you, and your foot is going to slightly slide to the right. Again, your chest is fully forward. Lengthen that right knee back, scoop the belly in. Take one more inhale. That's a good one, I haven't done it in a while. Exhale, release the hold. Plant your hands, tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Lift your hips up and back. And lift your heels, bend your knees, step, hop, or walk. Feet towards your hands. Halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, we fold it down. Reach your hands to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to heart center, Tadasana. Feet are about hips distance apart for this one. Lift your heels up off the ground and we find a balance. Straight legs, don't move anywhere just yet. Heels higher if you can. Take an inhale, reach your arms to the sky, stay balanced, stay balanced. Exhale, bring your hands down towards shoulder height, palms facing down. Knock your knees in towards one another as you bend them. Heels stay high. And we start to lower our hips towards our heels for 5, 4, 3, find that balance, 2, 1. Hips land down on your heels. Knees are still touching. Bring your knees down a little more level with the ground, hands to heart center. Lift those heels up, pull the core in and find balance. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, keep your heels lifted. You're going to do this so slowly. Control this movement. Lower your knees to the ground. So you're kneeling in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the knees down. Maybe a little smoother than I did. I'm just going to move back to make sure you guys can see me. Stay here. Let your weight really settle into the heaviness of your feet here, into the heaviness of the pelvis. So this is a beautiful stretch for our feet, for our ankles, and for our knees. So we're going to hang out here. And just breathe into the tight areas that may be here. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, plant your hands, walk your feet towards the back of your mat, downward facing dog. Ardha Mukha Svanasana. Pedal out your legs, maybe point the toes, give them a little tap. When you're ready, right leg lifts to the sky, three-legged down dog. Open up your hip, bend your right knee nice and high, and at the same time, push your left heel down towards the ground. Take a full breath in. Exhale, straighten that right leg again, three-legged down dog. Step right foot in between the hands, Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2, windmill the arms open. So right heel lines up with the left arch of our foot. Left arm, scoop it underneath the right arm modification, hold the shoulders, eagle your arms, palms can touch. Rotate a little bit towards that right leg. Take an inhale, lift up. Right knee pushes to the right. Exhale, fold to the inner edge of that right thigh. So it's a variation of our humble warrior. And again, see maybe if you can stay on the inside of that right leg and not rest on the thigh. One more inhale. Exhale, push into your feet to power yourself up, straighten the right leg. Unravel your arms to the sky. Exhale, turn left toes slightly to the back of the mat. Svanandasana, side lunge. Bend your left knee, flex the right toes off the ground. Use your glutes to squeeze your glutes. Push your knees open and as far apart from one another as they can. And then keep your legs there. Extend your arms off the left edge of your mat. Spider your fingertips. Your left knee is trying to get as far away from your left shoulder this whole time. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk toward that right leg. Use your hands, bend your right knee, land your left knee on the ground for a low lunge. Left hand to the left. Right arm opens to the sky, deep inhale. And as you exhale, bend the left knee, reach your right hand back to catch hold of the foot. If you're like, this feels super simple and I feel like nothing's happening, feel free to always lower your left elbow to the ground just to intensify or deepen it a little bit more. Now see if you can start working on pulling that left foot in towards you. Any amount. Take an inhale. Exhale, release the hold on the foot. Ardha Hanuman, half splits. Straighten the right leg. Make sure your hips are stacked over top of that left knee. Flex the right toes. Deep inhale. And exhale, fold. Take one more inhale. And exhale, we start to bend in towards that right knee. Now using control, plant your hands. Your hips are going to move back a little bit so that your right leg can slide back and lengthen. Inhale, lift that leg up, look up. Exhale, bend your elbows, lower your chest and chin to the ground. Slide your hips down. You're laying flat. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, slide your elbows to the ground underneath your shoulders. So you're resting on your forearms. Bend your left knee. Scoop the belly in. Reach your left hand back to catch a hold of the foot. Turn your left shoulder back forward. Engage your core, so navel pulls in. A little marble of space if you can find it. Lengthen that left knee back and feel free to flip your grip to find a deeper opening. Don't let your left knee move to the left. You keep it directly behind you. So if you want, you can find that push down against that left top of the foot. Left shoulder turns as far forward as it can. Take one more inhale. We'll do two more. I'm loving this one today. It's so good. And gently release that there. Plant your hands, and all you're going to do is come to kneeling in the center of your mat. Move your feet out towards the side, so we're in our hero's pose. Try to sit in between your feet. I'm going to move up a little bit more. Roll your calves out from underneath you. I find they always kind of get stuck in there. And then you can hang out here. If this is a lot for your feet, for your knees, and it feels great for your hips even, hang out here, we breathe. Otherwise, we start to work our way back, walking the hands back. Just notice if you start to go into a big arch in the spine, and we are not gonna do that. You pull the core in, lengthen your tailbone down. I like to lift my seat up so the fronts of my hip flexors lengthen even more and my tailbone almost tucks underneath me. And you can just keep working your way back. Maybe lowering your elbows to the ground. Again, have you started to arch? Can you pull your core in, tuck the tailbone? And then maybe you lower all the way down, bringing your chest flat to the ground. Your arms can reach above the head, holding onto opposite elbows. Again, finding that little bit of a tuck, so you're lengthening that lower back, lengthening the front of the hip flexors as much as possible, and not going into a deep back bend today. Or any day, I don't like teaching it that way. Good, so we hang out wherever you're at and breathe. And I want you to take 5 to 10 breaths wherever you are. And just stay with it. Whenever your knees and ankles are like, I've had enough, then you can very gently come out of it by bringing the hands down beside you, walking back up to elbows, walking up to hands, and then eventually sliding the feet to the side, returning to a comfortable seat. It's a nice easy cross leg. Ooh, no, just kidding. We're gonna bring bottoms of our feet together, knees wide. Baddha Konasana. Hands on the ankles, take a deep inhale, lift up, lengthen, And then exhale, fold forward any amount. I like to push my elbows down against my legs just to assist me in coming a little bit deeper and to guide my hips into opening up a little bit more. One more breath. And exhale, we come up just to an easy cross-legged position. Hands can rest on your lap or on your thighs. Close your eyes. And we just breathe. Let a little smile cross your cheeks, just a tiny one. Let your eyes relax. And take a deep inhale through the nose. And deep exhale out the mouth. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and we will be seeing you next